Every real life glitch explained in 11 minutes. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Deja vu, the accidental save reload. You walk into a cafe, the clatter of a tray, the low hum of conversation, the barista calling out an order, a name you already know before she says it. A black cat dashes past your legs, and then it hits you. You have seen this before. Exactly this. You don't just recognize the moment, you remember what happens next. The man at the window will check his watch, the woman at the counter will drop her keys. In 10 seconds, the door will swing open, but you already know who's coming through. Science says deja vu is a glitch, a brain misfire.
Yo, that's wild. Shawty dropped the nuke is crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
Small process.
We gonna see. Hope because 44 kids is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. You have 44 kids. I'm trying to figure out like where down the line did you find time to like make this like how is this actually possible? So we definitely gonna check that out. Cause now you got me thinking. I ain't gonna lie.
Error where your mind accidentally flags the present as a past memory. And if deja vu is just a brain error, why does it feel so eerily accurate? Some believe deja vu isn't a glitch at all. It's proof that time isn't linear, that you've lived this moment before, that maybe you are in a loop. Or worse, you've died in another timeline. And if that's true,
Ain't no way.
How many times have you already been here? Mandela effect.
No. Nigga, what was that? What if that was true? Like, what if you died like 5 or 10 times already and you don't even realize it, or you don't even know it? Like, that's crazy. You think it's true? Bro, I don't know. You know what I mean? I definitely won't put nothing behind it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I definitely won't put it past me. You know what I'm saying? But it's just kind of hard to think about. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy though to think about it. Like, what if there's another you out there somewhere that's living? Like, it's you, but it's just another version of you. That's crazy. I think they got a movie like that too. This dude, he made like a box or something like that. I have to look at that movie, and so we're gonna react to that movie trailer on stream too, because that was a pretty good movie. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I don't know. That definitely is something to think about. And so, because that definitely leads you on thinking about other shit. And so it's like, damn, what could they possibly be doing right now that I ain't doing right now? Or what could, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't even want to think about it because it'll put me in a loophole.
Reality patches while you're AFK. Let's do a test. Does Pikachu have a black tip on his tail? Think carefully. You've seen Pikachu 1,000 times.
Yeah,
on
Pikachu
cards
has a
and
black
games
tip on
and
his tail.
movies. You know what he looks like. So yes or no?
Yes.
If you say
Bro, Pikachu has does Pikachu have a black tip on his tail? Yes or no? I'm asking you now. He don't? Ain't no way. I seen it, bro. Pikachu has a black tail, bro. I think we all seen Pikachu, bro. Pikachu has a black tail, bro. Now if this wrong, I'm actually gonna lose my mind, because it's like, no, ain't no way. I'm a huge Pokemon fan, but ain't no way I forget this. It's a shadow. Is it real? But it's like, how would that be a shadow though? Because it's like, I don't. Yeah, how would that be a shadow? Because it's like, I don't know. It's like it's his tail. It's a part of his tail, and it's like if he moved this way, that's going with him. I don't know. That's kind of crazy to think. I don't know. Let's see.
said yes, congratulations. You've just experienced the Mandela effect. Pikachu has never had a black tip on his tail. Not in the game.
Damn. Trust is not black, and you just said trust. Damn. That's crazy. That's crazy though. That's crazy. Bro, you think, I wonder how many other people you can get with that. Like, you think that Pikachu had a black tail this whole damn time. So why did they make it look like a black? So what's on his tail then when he's moving around like that? Like, ain't no way. Now I'm mad. Cause I know I seen like an episode or 2 or 3 with that on his tail. He had that tail, bro. Energy? Is it really? Oh, let's see.
Games, not in the anime, not anywhere. And yet, millions of people swear he did. Alright, let's try another one. Does the Monopoly man wear a
Bro, he didn't
monocle?
explain it. That's
Of course
crazy.
he does. You've seen him. The rich old man with a top hat, a suit, and that little monocle over his eye.
He doesn't wear
Except,
one.
he doesn't.
Yeah, he doesn't wear
He
that.
never has.
Yeah.
The Mandela effect is the strange phenomenon where
I've
large
never
groups of
seen him with
people
a
all
monocle.
remember something one way,
The
only to
o-
find out that it
Bro,
never.
the only reason I know this, right? The only reason, in real shit, the only reason I knew that is because a lot of people get this tattoo. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people get this exact tattoo, bro. He never had this, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't
Existed
never
like that.
seen that a day
At
in my
least
life. You
not
probably got me
anymore.
with the Mr. Peanut Man.
The name comes
but
from Nelson Mandela. Huge numbers of people remember him dying in prison in the 1980s. They recall watching the funeral on TV, seeing the headlines, even discussing it in school, except that never happened.
that never
He was
happened.
released, went on to become president of South Africa, and died in 2013. So how do millions of people share the same false memory? The official explanation is that human memory is bad. It's faulty, unreliable. A few people misremember something, then they tell others, and before long, the false memory spreads like a virus. If so many people remember things one way, but history says otherwise, what if history changed? What if these are updates to reality, small server-side patches that overwrite the past,
They just
that
try to
leave
trick
behind a
you.
few glitches? What if you just didn't get the update? Some believe this is proof that we're shifting.
But what if that's true though? What if that's true? What if something changes and you remember it from, like, you remember it being the exact way it was from the past, and now it's changed and now you crazy. You know what I'm saying? I bet that happened a lot. A lot. I don't know. That probably did happen in real life. You know what I mean? Like, it did happen in real life probably a couple of times, but it's just crazy to think about. Like, damn. You heard of the mirror trick? Nah, what's the mirror trick? What's the mirror trick?
Shifting between alternate timelines, that every so often we move into a slightly different version of reality, but our memories don't fully sync. Others think this is just bad maintenance. Reality gets patched, but the developers missed a few details. Either way, if you ever notice something changing that shouldn't be able to change,
You can put something in front of the mirror. You can still see it. Oh yeah, that. You saying like, oh yeah. So basically it's like an optical illusion or something like that. It's not even an optical illusion. It's just like, it's just mirroring whatever's off the other side of the object that you're holding in front of the mirror. Like, I know what you're talking about. We used to do that in science class or something like that.
it's already
She
too
was
late.
clean to me.
Missing time. The desync error. It's 3:02 p.m.
But what if you're in a different world? Now that would be crazy. That would be crazy. Cause if you some way somehow altered another world, like another universe or something like that, or anything like that, and you were just basically doing the exact same thing in the bathroom. Well, think about it like this though. How would you know if you were doing that, right? How would you know, like, yourself basically? How would you know in a different universe to go run to the bathroom and go do the exact same thing? That basically mean like that would be like nothing there in the mirror, period. I don't know, maybe I'm going too deep, maybe I'm thinking too deep, maybe I'm thinking too deep. See, now that you got me thinking, this nigga got me thinking, we finna be on this video all
Blink.
night.
Now it's 3:47 p.m. You didn't move. You didn't check
And the
your
only
phone.
time y'all meet
You
is
weren't
in the
distracted.
bathroom.
But somehow
and on the
45
phone.
minutes have disappeared.
That'd be
The official
crazy.
term
That'd
is
be
highway
scary, but it'd be
hypnosis.
crazy.
When your brain zones out and drives on autopilot, it happens on long, repetitive roads. The idea is that your brain is awake, but your memory stops recording. Sounds reasonable. Except some people experience missing time when they're not driving. They'll be sitting at home watching TV, and suddenly it's night. A person cleaning their kitchen looks up at the clock and finds an hour missing. Some say it happens when they're mid-conversation. They'll be talking to a friend,
That shit
and
does
suddenly
happen a
the other
lot.
person is looking at them weird, like they just stopped talking for 5 minutes. Some people say that during missing time, they get the feeling that something else was happening, but they just aren't supposed to remember. It's like someone edited the footage, trimmed down the timeline,
Hell
removed the parts
yeah.
that didn't make the cut. Things we were never meant to see. Bystander effect. When NPCs refuse to trigger the next event, you're walking down a busy street, a person collapses, they hit the ground completely unconscious. A crowd starts forming and nobody moves. You wait for someone to help.
Is that the
Maybe a
Squid Games
doctor,
girl?
maybe a good Samaritan. But instead, everyone just stands there watching. That's the bystander effect. A bizarre glitch where the more people there are, the less likely anyone is to do
The bystander effect. Hold on. The only way to tell is to pull your camera and record and put your face on the other side of the mirror. See, now, at the same time, you can do that, right? But I feel like you'll be fucking around and then be playing mind games with yourself. Then you'll be now you playing with fire. I don't know. Maybe it's I'm not saying that's not I'm not saying that's a dangerous thing, but at the same time, I feel like we shouldn't do that because it's like I don't know. You can fuck around and trick yourself and make yourself think you seen something that you didn't see, and you fuck around and try to convince the whole world, you know what I'm saying, you seen something that you didn't see. Or you could probably fuck around and see something that you're not supposed to see. And you could fuck around and tell somebody and they obviously ain't gonna believe you. They're just gonna call you a fucking crazy. And then you saying record too. The recording thing, it will work, right? But at the same time, it wouldn't work in your favor. You'd only be recording what the phone see. You can't record what you see, if that makes sense. Like if you was to turn it on a certain angle or something like that, and you were on an exact certain angle looking through your eyes, you know what I'm saying? Or look, it wouldn't be the same, if that makes sense. Kind of crazy to think about it like that and stuff, but it's definitely something to think about though.
something.
It's kind of crazy.
Because everyone assumes someone else will take action. But because everyone assumes that, nobody does. And it gets weirder. There are cases where entire groups of people have just stood there watching something horrible happen, even when it would have been extreme.
What the fuck is this? Yo! Yo! Bro! What the fuck? What did you do to deserve this? How did this happen? Like, bro, you getting whizzed on in front of and they just sitting here pointing and looking. That's wild.
Easy to help. A
This
person
nigga got
choking
his
in a
stick out and
restaurant,
everything.
a woman being attacked in broad daylight, even a drowning child. Nobody wants to be the first to move. Nobody wants to take responsibility. It's like they're all stuck in an idle animation, waiting for a main character interaction. And what if, just for a second, we consider the possibility that this isn't just human psychology? What if some people really do function like NPCs? What if some only activate?
People do, but in that situation, that wasn't that. That was fear. That was everybody being scared to go do something. Yeah, that's fear.
When they're directly prompted. And if that's true, then the next time you're in a crowd, look around. Is everyone really playing the same game as you?
What the fuck is she
Doppelgangers.
doing?
The NPC cloning bug. Imagine walking down the street and seeing yourself. Not a look-alike. Not
you
a
spit
twin.
something you thought of?
You.
All right, go ahead, spit.
Same face, same outfit, same movements. At first, your brain scrambles for a logical explanation. A coincidence? A weird reflection? But then it looks at you, and you realize it knows. Throughout history, people have reported seeing their own double.
Okay.
And it's almost never a good thing. One of the most famous cases was Abraham Lincoln. A few days before his assassination, he reportedly saw his own reflection in a mirror, except there were two of him. One looked normal, the other was ghostly pale. His wife, naturally, did the reasonable thing and decided this meant he was going to die. And then, well, we all know how that turned out. Now, maybe Lincoln was tired. Maybe his brain just filled in an extra image. Or maybe it's just a glitch in the system. Maybe reality accidentally rendered two copies of you for a moment.
Nah, see, that's some crazy shit. It'd be clean, but at the same time, it'd be like, oh, shit, what the fuck? But at the same time, nah, that's wild.
Maybe you just got a glimpse of yourself from another timeline. Or maybe
Bro,
something else is...
But you know what's crazy, bro? Oh, shit. I got a story time, bro. I got a story time. I'm gonna let this finish.
Trying to take your place. Either way, if you ever see someone who looks exactly like you, walk the other way. Fast.
Bro, I got a story time, bro.
Fast. Sleep paralysis, the forced cutscene. You can't skip. It happens in the middle of the night. Your eyes snap open. You can see your room, your ceiling, the faint glow of the streetlight outside. Everything is normal except you can't move. Not a single muscle. Your arms, your legs, completely locked. You try to call for help, but your voice won't come out. And then you feel it. A presence. Standing at the edge of your bed. This is sleep paralysis. And if you haven't experienced it yet,
You ever get them? What'd you say? You ever get them dreams where you think like you blink? Oh no, bro! I ain't never experienced that. Now, like something like a long blink or something like that. I forgot what they call it. It's the people who wake up and they think they just blink their eyes, hold, and like they be up, active, doing the exact same thing they was doing, like 7 hours ago before they got knocked out. I've seen cases like that before. So, but that shit is crazy. I get that all the time. Sleep paralysis. Nah, sleep paralysis is crazy too. I'm not gonna lie.
congratulations. You've avoided one of the worst free trial experiences that the human body has to offer. People describe it as being trapped
You got
inside
like
your own body.
nightmares. Nah,
Science calls it a
that shit is scary, bro. You get sleep paralysis, you need to pray. I ain't gonna lie. We all know what that
simple
is.
sleep cycle disruption. During REM sleep, the body is in a state of muscle atonia to prevent acting out dreams. And if you break this sleep, your brain wakes up, but your muscles are still paralyzed. It's supposed to last a few seconds, maybe a minute at most, but to the people experiencing it, it can feel like a lifetime. And here's where it gets weird, because for some reason, sleep paralysis doesn't just come with paralysis, it comes with company. People across different cultures, across history, across completely separate parts of the world, all describe seeing the exact same thing, a dark silhouette, watching them. If this is just a random brain glitch, why are millions of people hallucinating the exact same thing? There are two possible answers. 1. The human brain is hardwired to hallucinate terrifying figures when it's in this state, a cruel little evolutionary prank designed to make an already terrible experience even
You know. Hell yeah.
worse.
I
Or
had that
2.
experience
These
before.
things are
Like,
always there.
tons of times,
And
millions of
sleep
times.
paralysis
I
is
ain't gonna
just
lie.
the one time you're
Get
actually
that
able to
falling
see them.
feeling.
Spontaneous human combustion. The self-destruct glitch. Imagine you're sitting in your living room reading a book, sipping some tea. Nothing out of the ordinary. Then, without warning, you burst into flames. Not like you knocked over a candle flames. Not like your clothes caught fire flames. No, you ignite from the inside out. And by the time someone finds you, there's nothing left but a pile of ash.
What?
And maybe a pair of legs that somehow survived. This is spontaneous human combustion, one of the strangest, most unsettling phenomena ever recorded. Science has a lot of answers, but on this one, they're beat. Some half-assed explanations include the wick effect, where body fat acts like candle wax, slowly burning the person over time. But if that's the case, why does it sometimes stop halfway? Take Margaret Hogan, for example, an unusually hot 89-year-old widow from Dublin. On March the 28th, 1970, she was found burned almost to nothing in her home. The
How is that?
plastic flowers on the table had melted into sludge.
How the fuck does that happen? How do you burn? How do you burn from the inside out? Like you burn to crisp from the inside out. That's crazy.
And the television screen 12 feet away was warped beyond recognition. And yet, her feet and both legs below the knees were untouched. An inquest was held. The official cause of death? Burning. The cause of the fire? Unknown. Which means
Wow.
either 1. The human body has a hidden self-destruct button. 2. Some people accidentally trigger an irreversible system error. 3. Reality occasionally just alta
No,
for people
drinking
in the most
acid is
dramatic
crazy.
way possible. Whichever one it is, the conclusion is the same. If one day you start feeling a little too warm, and you're nowhere near an open flame, you might have about 3 seconds to figure out why. Quantum immortality. The real-life respawn glitch.
These
You
are
should be dead.
crazy.
That car missed you by inches. Lucky? Maybe. Or maybe you just don't die. Quantum immortality is the idea that every time you die, your consciousness jumps. Not to heaven, not to
What?
hell, but to the nearest reality where you survived. From your perspective, you never die. You just keep waking up in timelines where you barely made it. Take Frane Selak, a man who should have died multiple times. In 1954, his train derailed into an icy river. 17 people drowned. He didn't. The next
What
year,
the
he was sucked
fuck?
out of a plane mid-flight and landed in a
Landed on
haystack.
the. Oh, that's that dude, bro. I seen a documentary of this dude. Bro, this dude literally was supposed to like die like 10 times or something like that. This is one of your theories? Yeah, that's what you was just talking about. This was literally what you was just talking about. Bro, this is crazy. Bro, he literally jumped like he landed out of a like he jumped out of a falling airplane out of the sky like thousands of feet in the air, but landed on a haystack like he wasn't injured at all. Nothing happened to him.
Then a bus crash, multiple car crashes, a car explosion, and finally he won the lottery. From his perspective, he never died. And that's the
Wow.
terrifying part. If quantum immortality is real, then you will never experience your own death. The versions of you that died, you don't remember them because they're gone. But what happens when there's no timeline left where you survive? Is there a final game over? Or does reality just keep you going? And if that's the case, how long have you actually
Sheesh.
been alive?